Oh, sorry. Imagine, I just realized that I've been talking things and my mic was muted. Very simple that I am here and you can hear me and you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, it is another your family lawyer, and what I want to address today are why matters delay in family court. The reason why some cases may delay in family court. Again and again, I've heard people complain about the fact that their matter appeared to be dragging, or it was stalled, or nothing was happening, and they felt bad and terrible about that. I've seen situations where people thought that it was their lawyer that was doing something wrong, and perhaps their lawyer was not doing the right thing, hence, their matter was being delayed in court. Where the purpose of today's episode on your family lawyer is to see how I can address this matter and help you understand why matters may delay in family court. Remember that what I share here is not professional advice, right? It's not professional counsel, so that if you ever need that, you should consult us or find a lawyer that is closest to you. My name is Alright Eigbe. I'm a lawyer and also a counseling psychologist. But your family lawyer, that you're watching right now, is aimed towards providing education and orientation on Nigerian family law. And I hope you find this beneficial. I'm going to be sharing with you from my wealth of experience, right? Because I have been a lawyer for about 13 years, right? And I've had to handle family matters for about 13 years. And it is these experiences with you to value. What I'll be sharing with you. Okay, one of the first may delay, right? So one of the first reasons why matters may delay in court is, one, because of the attitude of the clients. Yes, because of the attitudes of the within the next 24 hours, or I want this thing to be filed within the next 72 hours. And we as the lawyers, we have reviewed the So, like I said, the first reason why there are delays in family court may be the attitude of the client. Now, one of the first attitude is that sometimes we may need information as lawyers. We need information to make a particular application in court, to file the processes in court, and the client is not bringing everything. So the client is delaying on the supply of certain information required for our case. So what will happen is the client will always feel like, oh, but I've paid you for a month right now. Why is it that you have still not yet filed the matter? Hello, the reason why that matter has still not yet been filed in many situations is because the client has not supplied all the information required to fight that particular process, right? In fact, for us, we usually try to insist that until you give us all the information we need to fight the process, we will not accept the initial deposit. And now, after that filing has happened, there are other things that may cause delay. And these are the other things that could also cause delay. One of them happens to be the court where the matter is filed, the workload of that court, which we may want to call the backlogs that court has. The average court in Lagos may have about 1,000 cases. In Ibadan, the city where I live, it may be about maybe 600 to 800 cases the average judge has to deal with. Now, let's imagine this judge has to attend to 30 cases in a day. He has 20 working days in a month. So if he attends to 20 cases in a day, 20 working days in a month, and in some of those days, there may be an act of God, an act of government, health issues, and other issues that may make the court not to sit on that particular day. So let's say in a month, let's assume the court sits 20 days in a month. Let's assume. So 30 matters in a day times 20. How many days will it take that particular judge to go through the circle of all the cases that he's handling? And that is why many times as family lawyers, when we want to fight a particular matter, especially those that are not jurisdiction bound, we always try to look for jurisdictions and places that we believe, one, that the judge is fast, and two, that the court has fewer cases to fight this particular matter. Yes, another reason, which happens to be the third reason right now. Remember, I said the first reason was the clients, their attitude towards their case, not giving sufficient information, right, for the matter to be filed, and giving sufficient information for service to be properly made on the other party. The next thing happens to be the court backlogs. And the third thing may be the attitude of some judges. Let's not take that away. Now, some of our judges are tired and some are lazy. Now, I will use that of the tired. Those that are tired, we are still under a jurisprudence and a system actually, where our judges have to use longhand, right? They have to take longhand notes. They have to still write. And now many of them are not dealing with arthritis, right? Many of them are getting to deal with different issues, the back pain, the shoulder issues, the wrist issues that are predominant to people who get to use that wrist a lot. So this can make them be a little slow in how fast they handle their matter. It can affect their health. It can affect their predisposition to cases, and also affect how many cases they can handle in a day and how far they can go, right? Another thing that may cause delay again in your matter may be the complex legal procedure that your matter requires. Let's assume you want to file for custody, right? This is family law, and we are talking about custody. So you're applying for sole custody of your child, as I have seen many times. And the rule requires that the rule of fair hearing requires that the other parties, the other parents, be served with that process. And many times, let me not say many times, on some occasions, we have seen situations where the parent who is with the child that ought to give information of the other parent, so that the other parent is aware of the custody application, so that the other parent can be served with the custody application. That parent, who happens to be our client, for example, is unable to give us information about the other parent. No information about the person's whereabouts. I mean, sometimes it's so bad that they can't even give information of any other family member. And many times, the court will not want such court processes to be served through newspaper publications, because they're also trying to protect the interest of that child in the long run, right? Like, oh, can you imagine? Your father is missing or your mother is missing. Nobody knows where your father is. Nobody knows where your mother is. Even when they had to put it on newspaper, they could not find it. Can you imagine how peers could bully such child with that in the future, and what trauma such a child could deal with from that kind of information and experience, right? So sometimes the delay could just be due to the fact that this other person needs to be served. Some other times it could be that, oh, this person can no longer be served personally, so your lawyer may have to go to court to apply for substantive means to serve this person, and after that substantive means to serve this person, you now have to do. So all of that could also cause delays. Another thing that may cause delay may be the adjournments. Now, is the fact that you get to court and you believe your matter is going to go on today, but perhaps the judge is sick, or there's an administrative responsibility that have now been assigned to the judge overnight that the judge has to attend to, that will make the judge not to sit, or perhaps the counsel on the other side is unable to show up in court, or one party that is supposed to give evidence is unable to show up in court, or there's a public holiday on that particular day. Maybe something happened, it was not a pre-scheduled public holiday, something happened, right? There could be an act of government, there could be an act of state, there could be civil unrest, and now you are in court and there has to be an adjournment. This is one of the things that causes delay. Many times some of these adjournments are outside the control of your lawyers, and many times also outside the control of the judge, right? And this could cause delays. Another thing that could cause delays is also the time of the year where you filed. If you filed your divorce petition maybe in July, you may not be attended to until sometime in October, when the judges will be back from their judges' vacation, because by second week of July, most of them would have gone their judges' break. They will not return until maybe September, and by that September, they are writing their judgments, they are writing rulings, they are doing all the administrative things, they are attending their judges' conference, they are doing their judges' further trainings and the rest. And so they may not start to work fully until after the new legal year. And this can be from October, right? So these are many reasons why delays may be caused. I know a client, not just one, many, who they have tried filing their divorce or any other process in court, or while we are in court, we need a particular document, and they are unable to get that document within a certain time, so there has to be an adjournment. Sometimes the court orders that something should be done before parties return to court, and parties cannot do that. So these are many things that could actually cause delay. And usually as lawyers, we don't promise you that your matter would end within a certain time, because there are a lot of factors that could make it not happen. Then there's a part, the sad part could be, remember I said earlier on that there's a part that's caused by lazy lawyers, lazy judges. There are also the part that are caused by lazy lawyers, or how will I say it, lawyers who are not giving that matter the required attention. Required attention in the things that maybe perhaps the fee that you overpriced them, or the fee that you still owe them, you have not yet paid, and they are worried that if they complete this case so soon, you will not pay them. Or perhaps they just have a bad attitude towards speed when it comes to attending to matters. Perhaps they have so much on their table, and instead of them hiring more lawyers to be able to attend to all the work, they are trying to do everything themselves. Many things, some of these things can cause delay. However, you should always sit down and realize to see, am I the one causing this delay? Is it my lawyer that is causing this delay, or is it factors outside us and beyond us? We cannot promise that your matters will end at a certain time. So don't expect it to end at a certain time. All you would always see, and all you should look out for, is to see if your lawyers are giving your matter the required attention, the required diligence, the required speed, right? I hope your lawyer is not the one who is the one asking for adjournments, and the adjournments in court are not at your instance or that of your lawyer, right? Once your part and that of your lawyer happen to be in order, almost every other thing will, to a fair extent, favor you, right? To a fair extent. But many times, it's because of the workload of our courts. It's also because the workload of our courts and acts beyond the control of your lawyers and of the judges that usually causes these particular delays. And sometimes it can also be financial constraints, like I mentioned earlier on. You unable to pay your lawyer, and your lawyer not wanting to proceed to the next stage because he has not been paid. Sometimes it can just be delays caused by beliefs of court or caused by the other counsel. For example, you're ready to go on with your matter, but the other counsel comes to just file one frivolous application, or comes to file an application out of time and now seeking the court's leave of court to file that application out of time, causing some delay. These are some of the things. I wish that today's episode has been able to help you to understand why matters may delay in family court. My name is Alright Eigbe, and I happen to be a family lawyer and also a counseling psychologist. Remember, I told you that what I share is not professional counsel, so that if you need professional advice, you can reach us with the details of this particular episode or find a lawyer that is closest to you. Next week, Tuesday, I'll be back here talking on another amazing topic on family law. Yes, just going to be family law matters. Everything that relates to family law, which has to do with marriage, divorce, custody, family property, wills, adoption, everything that has to do with family, succession. Once it has to do with family, you can be sure that I'll be here to see how to educate you and orient you on these particular matters. Thank you so much. You're all.